So we're thinking maybe 26 yards. This is a monolithic pour, that is the footings and the slab all go at the same time. Dustin is reasonably apprehensive because we had to start late. Like we are in the middle of a neighborhood and there are city ordinances that say you can't start before 7 o'clock. But by 7 o'clock the batch plant had already sent their trucks out on the first round. So we are starting at 8 o'clock with the first truck, and we're just going to put the bottom half of the footings in. The footings are big, so we're going to lose a first truck in the bottom of the footings. Second truck will show up, 20 or 30 minutes later, and we'll begin to put the slab on the top. And once that second truck is well underway, we'll be able to get a measurement on just about how much mud we're going to need to finish. And we'll have to wait for the first truck to get back to the batch plant, reload with the right amount, the right mix design, and get here in time to sort of minimize the cold joint, which is going to be the boundary between the second truck that's in the slab and the third truck that'll finish it up. So yeah, we're a little nervous because the sun is going to be fully bearing on this little patch of the world in about 30 minutes, which increases the temperature of the concrete, which increases the rate of hydration, which means the horse race is real. But we've got guys. There has been a setback on Dustin's crew. One of the fellows had a family tragedy, and so two guys, Tom and his son Bo, are not here. We're short-handed, but I think we're going to be able to pull this off because after all, it's Dustin and Rich Furch on the job.
There you go. That's great. That's great.
As it turned out, I had lots of extra time setting this slab up. It was a pleasant job. I was in no hurry, and since I knew that we were going to be a little short-handed on pour day, I screwed these little 2x2 pieces sticking up in the air over the edge of the form to hold the rebar in position until the mud had a hold of it. This is a luxury, right? This is a sort of thing that would get you laughed right off of a bigger job. But it made sense to me to take a few extra precautions on the front end. And it turned out that I was just really glad that I did.
Then grab a couple long wood planks.
For the last month or so, Dustin has been breaking in a couple of brand new guys, Cody and CJ, on his crew. Both of them are 19 years old. They're picking up quickly on this delicately brutal ballet of laying down slab on grade when it needs to be flat and smooth. They're a couple of lucky young men to be learning this trade from Dustin Furch.
These forms pretty much on.
Now, when the concrete is being placed on the ground and it's being rotted into its final shape and position, it's all hands on deck. Time is critical, because if you get behind, there's no catching up. On the other hand, if it's slammed into position and struck off nice and flat, there's usually enough time until the troweling starts to catch a short break. Maybe take a drink, maybe even eat a donut, and then back into the ring. If you're ever helping out on a concrete pour and you're just not sure what to do to help next, grab something and wash it. It's almost never a mistake to clean up a tool. There are two different anchor bolts that are located around the edge of this slab. There's the 5/8 by 16 inch stab bolts that are located in the templates and have already been inspected, and the 1/2 inch by 10 inch J bolts that are being wet set right now. I've tried to lay them out so that they miss the studs and so they are roughly centered in the bottom plates.
Yes, Judge, you know that better than anybody. You are absolutely right.
Probably 4 courses, something like that.
Stuff put together.
The first pass with the power trowel is at low RPMs and with the blades set very flat. Essentially, at this point, it's still floating the slab into better flatness. It is progressively speeded up, and the blades are progressively tipped up steeper and steeper as the concrete gets harder and harder. Now, a couple more things about a power trowel. First, with a burnished, highly troweled floor like this one, where multiple passes are needed, it's a good idea to remove any entrained air from the mix design. Otherwise, the top of the slab can be prone to blistering and peeling off. Second, if you watch the trowel when the concrete is nice and flat, the machine sits steady and even as it works back and forth. But if the slab is bumpy or not flat, you can see the top of the trowel sort of rocking side to side as it glides along.
Yeah, I got a plain one. Oh, good. Well, let those little...
Well, as it turns out, I did not get any footage of Dustin saw cutting this slab at the end of the day. But we cut it into about 6 foot by 7 foot sections with a brand new green soft cut saw blade, and it went pretty much textbook. So with this thing poured, next week I get to lay up about 150 8-inch concrete masonry units. Yep, for better or for worse, I'm going to do my block mason impersonation one more time. Wish me luck. Thanks for watching Essential Craftsman, and keep up the good work.